Yo, Wagwan. We're there again with Seymour Profits. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we're going to get into this video about making 1,500 plus monthly. 8 passive income ideas. It's like kind of like investing in stocks and letting it grow or whatever, like how you would say. How do you even say that when you're investing in stocks and let it grow? But it's like you buy and you hold. It's kind of like that, and it's over time. So you put something out there, and you're not necessarily working every day, but you're still making money from it. So think about. Anyways, I'm gonna get into it. I'm trying to explain it in the most simple way possible. But you can actually make anything passive. So any business idea, you can actually make it passive. It doesn't even matter if you think, okay, somebody's working, but technically you can actually hire somebody to do all that work. You can outsource all that work. So you can start it by yourself and then eventually hire people, which is that's like the main way to have most businesses, just eventually become a passive income. That's how you really become a millionaire. You don't want to become like a rich employee. You don't want to really, it's fine to be a rich employee, but eventually you should delegate. So with business, that's like one of the key things to remember, to delegate. Anyway, so let's start with this list. Number one thing, I'm gonna say it, is digital products. So digital products. You can make digital products in so many ways, like Creative Fabrica. You can just make a PDF on Canva. You can even write a book just from talking and put that as literally as audiobook. You can sell audiobook. There's so many digital product ideas that you can get into. The main thing with digital products though is just that you'll have to really build your audience, or you gotta find a way to target your audience. That's why I was saying you really have to put some money in. So like if you're either putting a lot of time in doing videos, I mean, like I'm doing right now on my YouTube channel. But if you're doing videos and you create like a course, right? You already have like a package of videos that you can market. And then let's say you don't really want to do YouTube videos or do any type of Instagram videos. You have that course, you have like one video that's like the video that's gonna promote it, and you have to run ads. So either you put a lot of time in and build your audience on one platform, or you put some money in and run some good ads. Digital products, you can start by identifying a niche, target the audience for your digital products, and you're on. But you have to also create and acquire digital products such as ebooks, online courses, as I said, software or digital art. So digital art is like AI art. You can do the prompt and have a whole package of AI art that you're gonna sell, and people will buy it. Even on I realize on Etsy, it's becoming a thing too. People would sell like these coloring books, digital coloring books. I don't know, but yeah, people buy it. So yeah, and you have to basically build a platform to sell your digital products. You don't have to really make a website. You can actually use beacons.ai, or just use a link tree and put a download link for the PDF that you're making. It could just be like a checklist also. I'm gonna have some stuff eventually to offer, but for now, I'm just bear with me. So either through your website, yeah, you're gonna have to sell, but you just have that somewhere where you're gonna host the things that you're selling, online marketplaces or digital storefronts, as I said, Etsy and stuff like that. And you have to develop a marketing strategy to promote your products. You know what I'm saying? You gotta attract customers in some sort of way. Like including utilizing social media. If you don't want to utilize social media, I don't know what you're doing, because that's where people are. People aren't even really. That's where people are. Social media. Okay. Yeah. Email marketing. That's one big one too, and SEO, like with the ads on Google and stuff. All right. So that's the first one done. Digital products. Jump into that. Yeah. Second one, laundromat. So this one definitely you're gonna have to invest some money. You know what I'm saying? You have to do research on the market, the local market, what area is like density of people in the area. You gotta secure like a suitable location with adequate space and thing. and you want to get somewhere actually that has probably already has the equipment in there, so you don't have to be like spending money to build a. Imagine you're building out a laundromat. Like, come on, now. You don't want to do that. Too much time. You want to build it, but if you have the time to do that, by all means, but you're gonna have to invest some money. You gotta obtain necessary permits and licenses. So it's best if you buy a laundromat business. So it's like if you're able to get those loans or whatever, you can manage a laundromat business. And there are laundromat business. If somebody's selling their businesses, they either not making any money or they're trying to leave the country. They're trying to like retire. So you gotta be mindful when you're choosing what business to buy. Okay, yeah, remember, yeah. Purchase or lease commercial grade washers. Yeah, you can lease them also. You don't have to just buy the washers and dryers. You can lease them. You got to develop a business plan outlining pricing hours, and you got to think about hiring people. So it's like, hire staff if necessary, implement efficient laundry management systems. So it's like you might have to hire one or two people, but it probably don't have to hire a lot of people because like most laundromats just have one person that comes and changes, like cleans the place and just takes out the cash, the coins or whatever. And yeah, you can even do that yourself. So yeah, and then at the end of the day, the reason why this is passive and somewhere around 1,500 a month is because think about it. You're not washing the stuff. People are going there and doing it themselves. So it's like there's a huge potential for that to be passive. And also, I feel like recession free too. Recession proof. Okay. So next one, number 3 on the list is franchise. So you can purchase a franchise. Just purchase. I mean, I'm like, yo, you can purchase as if you're like some millionaire, right? But I'm assuming you have some kind of access to funds in a sort of way because you never know. You never know, especially if you're in the U.S. Or especially if you have a company or a business, wherever you are in the world. Banks usually tend to give more to businesses because this is something you're doing. You're helping the economy or whatever. So when you get serious about doing a business, a lot of businesses they don't use their own money, So, but also you got to make sure you actually generating revenue through that business for even get most of the loans. So yeah, you have to research various franchise opportunities, and you don't have to jump into every huge franchise that's like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You can try something small. So it's not like you're gonna get a whole lot of money to start a franchise. It doesn't have to be like that. You gotta contact franchisors and inquire about the availability and requirements and all that. You gotta require a franchise disclosure document. It's like a franchise agreement and all that. So there's gonna be expenses there too. You gotta secure financing. That's the thing though. It is possible. It's just that you gotta jump through like some hoops, and you don't have to do all this by yourself. If you want to partner with somebody, by all means, you know what I'm saying. So you need to cover franchise fees, all that. Attend training sessions provided by the franchisor because you gotta learn the whole business and how the franchise is run. You gotta launch and promote your franchise location on their guidelines of how you should do it. Yeah. Anyways, but that is a passive one that a lot of people become multimillionaires from doing. You can't deny it. All right. So next one on the list here is long and short term rentals. So rental, it's like property, like that's like that thing that's like old age, like forever. When has renting ever stopped? It's always there. It's always gonna be there, short term or long term. Don't matter. It's just what it is. Like that's just what it is. People need places to stay. And even with the short term thing now, I realize even like in some states, if you go on, I don't remember what platform it is, but there's a platform that they do mostly glamping stuff. And it's literally tents, yo. And tents with, I don't even know. It's just tents that are like level, like someone can camp in that for real. So there is like a low entry level for getting into the Airbnb space with all that. But yeah, with the short term part. But you gotta prepare for property rental, requirements and all that. Cleanliness, legal requirements, gotta create Airbnb account if you're gonna do the short term one. Have pictures, get, ideas, set up the whole wording, copywriting of how everything is gonna be presented. You gotta set up a booking calendar, develop a guest communication strategy, how to talk to guests and your process, how you book people, implement check-in and check-out ways, like, those bells, the doorbell, that's like, you just put the code in, you just tell them the code, you have to give them a key. Like, so there is some expense with this too. So if you don't already have somewhere, it might be a little bit difficult to get into. You gotta monitor guest reviews and feedback and all that, just upkeep the business. But you can also hire a VA for that, virtual assistant. All right, next one on the list, number 5, which is probably an easier one for like anybody that's trying to get into some passive income, is the vending machines. All right. Okay. I know. People talk about the vending machine all the time, but when you think about it, they're still around. They are still around. And when all the gas stations close at night and all the stores close at night, people go to a vending machine. The vending machine is never closed unless you don't have access to wherever it is. But if you're in a building and, you know, or like colleges, think about college. It's like there's no food. The kids are gonna use the vending machine. It's gonna get used. You just have to choose your area where you put it, and yeah. So you have to research vending machine business opportunities. Select suitable vending machines. So you have to be mindful of what vending machine you're gonna use, and some machines really don't work in certain areas apparently. So that the product research, the research on that is very important. But I'm sure you can figure it out even by just asking the people that are in that area, whoever you're going to be partnering with, to place your vending machine. Because you have to remember you have to partner with like a space. But you just talk to the manager or whatever, and you just get it's like an agreement, like a little contract with you and them. And you have your machine there. You go and refill it whenever it needs to be refilled. You collect your cash. Yep. Purchase or leasing, yeah. So you can actually lease vending machines also. You don't have to buy it outright. Set pricing and payment options. Yep, you gotta do that. You gotta implement maintenance and restocking schedule. So you make sure your operation is still going and your machines don't run out or it's not broken and it's been there, just not fixed. So you gotta make sure there's like some kind of regular checkup of your machines. And then number 6 on the list, ATM machine. ATM machine. So here's the thing. You can actually get into ATM machine business. Like, I didn't, like, when I first found out about it, I was like, what? So it's like regular people who just do, yeah, yes, regular people like you and me, anybody can do it. Like the vending, like the ATM machines you see in CVS, all of those, a lot of those places, it is by like regular people. Not all of them. I'm not saying I know exactly like all of them, but a lot of people get into the ATM machine business. I mean, there might be like little hoops to jump through, but it is possible. You have to research the ATM placement opportunities, make sure you're in like the right areas, like bars are probably a good idea, and like clubs. You gotta secure agreements with the property owner and the business, to install it on their premises. So just come up with an agreement. And you gotta make sure you keep putting money in there also, because people are gonna be using the machine. So you gotta make sure you keep it filled up with probably at least 5 to 10 grand, a month, depending on how dense that area is. That's kind of how it's ranged. You gotta obtain necessary permits and licenses for operating ATM machines. I don't know anything about the permits or whatever, but it's probably not that hard. I'm telling you, it's probably not that hard to get it. You probably have to jump through some hoops. Obviously, yeah, it's money and it's like regulations and stuff, but you get, say you don't know how to figure it out yourself, you get a lawyer. That's a business write-off, business expense, whatever, So, yeah. Is a lawyer business write-off? I'm not sure, but you get the gist. It is possible. So you got to purchase or lease machines and establish connections and banking networks for cash transactions. So however that works, you know, you got to implement security measures to protect the machine. So you got to make sure you choose the areas where it's not just outside, where people can just like vandalize it, you know, and stuff like that. So you gotta choose like colleges. Bars are fine too because people are in the bar and they need cash. Here's another good place is, I think, the bowling alley. You know, people need to take out cash, whatever you have. And you gotta make sure you monitor the machine. So you gotta make sure it's like a place. Just choose it. If you're getting the ATM machine and you figured it out, choose a place that has cameras. Because once you have cameras, then you have proof. So, and choose a place that has cameras directly pointed at your machine, or wherever you place it. Make sure you place it where your camera is. So at least you have that. So if anything happens, you have proof for your insurance or for law enforcement. All right. Number 7 on the list: self-storage facility. So I don't know, but I don't know if you realize, but I see a lot of self-storage just popping up even since the whole situation the past 2 or 3 years ago. There's been more and more self-storage like in just random areas all over all over the country. It's like, yo, you have to conduct market research, choose the right areas, obviously, you know, secure a suitable location, obtain the permits and zoning approvals for constructing and converting a self-storage facility. Yeah, of course you need permits for all those stuff, but at the end of the day, when you get all that, yo, self-storage is just printing cash. It's just printing cash because it's a monthly subscription for a certain space, and a lot of people just need. Okay, so a lot of people are hoarders. I feel like everybody has some kind of level of hoarding because some people don't want to get rid of some things that they have a sentimental attachment to, or just work equipment that people can't keep at their house. People that have extra art, that they do art and they just have stuff for all these years that they accumulate, or crates of CDs, just anything. People need self-storage, especially in areas closer to cities. And even if, yes, especially areas closer to cities, because a city person would actually probably have a smaller apartment or house. And if they have a lot of stuff, they probably are fine with paying like $50 a month to keep their stuff somewhere else, or even $30, depending on the size and the space. But you get the gist. You have to develop a rental agreement, you know, with them when you choose to lease it out your space to everybody. You gotta figure that part out. And you gotta implement security measures. So you gotta make sure your space has like cameras. You can't just imagine you have a self storage, no cameras, and some crazy stuff just like popping at your space. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you place that cameras or whatever. And you remember, that's a simple part. That's like just hoops. Once you get over these, that's passive. That's like you're not doing anything. You just hire like a customer service VA or whatever, and they deal with the customer and deal with people. You know what I'm saying? So like that's really like passive. You can definitely make at least 1,500 plus a month. Okay, last one on the list, yo, is tool rental. Oh man. So when I think about tools, you're probably thinking about wrench, hammer. But you can think about like even equipment, like machinery, like machinery like they use on construction sites. Tool rental is important. And if you have like a specific tool rental business, or you just get your name out there, or you have a friend that is into construction, he just doesn't have the money yet to buy all that equipment, you can rent it. You can rent it. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little list. Do a research for the demand for specific tools in your area, or machinery equipment. Focus on construction, as I said. Yep, DIY and landscaping markets. Secure a suitable location with space for storing and displaying your rental equipment. So you can choose to put your stuff somewhere where it's visible, or just make bandit signs, be like, oh, this for rent, or this for, just put your name out there, like make people know that, yeah, this is available. Acquire a diverse inventory of tools, equipment ranging from hand tools to heavy machinery. If you have like excavating, what do they call that? Excavating. I should really know this. I should know this. But you get just like a tractor trailer, like whatever. If you have a tractor, that you can, like anything, even if it's like a small one, doesn't even matter. Like if you have something that can contribute to the construction field, you can get into the tool rental. Develop rental policies, procedures, and your pricing, security deposits, and rental periods. So you have like a time slot like this, only rented for this time. You gotta create marketing materials to promote your tool rental business for like contractors, homeowners, and businesses. It's basically just doing videos or whatever that's showing that you have good tools and what they do. Implement a reservation and scheduling system to manage equipment availability and rental efficiency. So you gotta make sure you keep track of all of that. So you can present your tools like, yeah, actually, this is this works. So yeah, that's the 8. That's the list I got for y'all right there. Make 1,500 plus monthly with 8 passive income ideas. See more profits, not a place. Big up on yourself, and yeah, see you in the next one.